Oh no, I ran out of content too.
Is there a border we will never cross?
A border.
Are there places we will never reach?
A border
no
we will never cross.
Turns out there
Jarvis?
Even with
Jarvis, is there a border we will never cross?
science fiction technology, we are trapped in our pocket of the universe. How can that be? And how far can we go?
Yeah, yeet.
We live in a quiet arm of the Milky Way, a spiral galaxy of average size, about 100,000 light years across, consisting of billions of stars, gas clouds, dark matter, black holes, neutron stars, and planets, with a supermassive black hole in the galactic center. From afar, our galaxy seems dense, but in reality, it consists mostly of empty space. With our current technology, sending a human to the closest star would take thousands of years.
Why
so
do you have
our
birds?
galaxy is pretty big. The Milky Way is not alone though. Along with the Andromeda Galaxy and more than 50 dwarf galaxies, it's part of the Local Group, a region of space about 10 million light years in diameter. It is one of hundreds of galaxy groups in the Laniakea supercluster, which itself is only one of millions of superclusters that make up the observable universe. Now, let's assume for a moment that we have a glorious view.
I am the most irrelevant piece of shit ever. Did you watch that? What? You're like literally the exponent of a speck of dust. You're like fraction of a fraction of a fraction to an exponential decimal of a freaking piece of dust. Nothing. Which to some extent is kind of liberating. Especially when, like, if you're going through some troubles or something's really on your mind or you did something embarrassing and you just can't stop thinking about it. Just think about the fact it's nothing. If we're just about nothing, honestly, our problems kind of are too. To some extent. Like our shallow problems.
Is only one of millions of superclusters that make up the observable universe. Now,
YouTube adopted,
let's
thanks for
assume for a
subbing.
moment that we have a glorious future. Humanity becomes a Type 3 civilization, does not get wiped out by aliens, and develops interstellar travel based on our current understanding of physics. In this best-case scenario, how far could we possibly go? Well, the Local Group. It is the biggest structure that humanity will ever be a part of. While it is certainly huge, the Local Group accounts for only 0.00000000001% of the observable universe. Let this know.
And not even the universe, the observable universe.
Number sink in for a moment. We are limited to 100 billionth of a percent of the observable universe.
Literally me.
The simple fact that there is actually a limit for us, and that there
Alright,
is
thanks
so
for the
much
11 months.
that
One more to
we will
1 year.
never
Hope
be
you're
able
having
to
a good
touch,
day. I definitely am.
is
I hope
kind
yours
of
too.
frightening. Why can't we go further? Well, it all has to do with the nature of nothing. Nothing, or empty space, isn't empty, but has energy intrinsic to itself, so-called quantum fluctuations. On the smallest scale, there is constant action. Particles and antiparticles appearing and annihilating themselves. You can imagine this quantum vacuum as a bubbling pot with denser and less dense regions. Now, let's go back 13.8 billion years when the fabric of space consisted of nothing at all. Right after the Big Bang, in an event known as cosmic inflation, the observable universe expanded from the size of a marble to trillions of kilometers in fractions of a second. This sudden stretching of the universe was so fast and extreme that all those quantum fluctuations were stretched as well, and subatomic distances became galactic distances, with dense and less dense regions. After inflation,
as you said
gravity
earlier,
began to pull everything back together. At the largest scale, the expansion was too quick and powerful to overcome, but at smaller scales, gravity emerged victorious. So over time, the denser regions or pockets of the universe grew into groups of galaxies like the one we live in today. Only stuff inside our pocket, the local group, is bound to us gravitationally. But wait, what's the problem then? Why can't we travel from our pocket to the next one?
You'll just fall and die?
Dark energy makes everything complicated.
Is life a fucking MMO? What the frick is dark energy? Am I yelling? Is this really loud? I'm so sorry if it is.
About 6 billion years ago, dark energy took over. It's basically an invisible force or effect that causes and speeds up the expansion of the universe. We don't know why or what dark energy is, but we could observe its effect clearly. In the early universe, there were larger cold spots around the local group that grew into large clusters with thousands of galaxies. We are surrounded by a lot of stuff. But none of those structures and galaxies outside of the local group are gravitationally bound to us. So the more the universe expands, the larger the distance between us and other gravitational pockets becomes. Over time, dark energy will push the rest of the universe away from us, causing all the other clusters, galaxies, and groups to eventually become unreachable. The next galaxy group is already millions of light years away, but all of them are moving away from us at speeds we can't ever hope to match. We could leave the local group and fly through intergalactic space into the darkness, but we would never arrive anywhere. While we will become more and more stranded, the local group will become more tightly bound and merge together to form one giant elliptical galaxy with the unoriginal name Milkdromeda in a few billion years.
Am I the only one? 3 months, Tyler. Am I the only one that now feels like a deep sense of depression and almost betrayal, knowing that all these damn videos where we're traveling light years away aren't even feasible? Not even hypothetically speaking? That's so sad. Fake news. I was dead ass. Wait, I was like, you know what? Maybe I can't do it. Maybe my kids, my grandkids, their grandkids, my grandkids, some grandkid is gonna be able to do this. But now we just can't because they're always moving further and further away and we'll never be able to match up. Can we even catch up to a point that we're able to travel like this? When they say this, do they mean at speeds that are currently possible? Or even like considering possible technological advancements? I need to know the answers to these questions. Tyler Mara, thanks for
at speeds we can't ever hope to match. We could leave the local group and fly through intergalactic space into the darkness,
we're never gonna catch up. Pikachu, thanks for the 11 months.
More and more stranded, the local group will become more tightly bound and merge together to form one giant elliptical galaxy with the unoriginal name Milkdromeda in a few billion years.
Milkdromeda.
But it becomes even more depressing. At some point, the galaxies outside the local group will be so far away that they will be too faint to detect, and the few photons that do make it to us will be shifted to such long wavelengths that they'll be undetectable. Once this happens, no information outside of the local group will be able to reach us. The universe will recede from view. It will appear to be dark and empty in all directions forever. A being born in the far future in Milkdromeda nothing but its own galaxy in the entire universe.
Maybe we can use that power to fly faster than the expansion.
I'm sure there's a reason why that's not feasible.
Fuck it, him selling penny stocks to old people.
No! They don't know what they're buying! Don't do it!
They look far into empty space. They will only see...
Then again, your one bad deed in the grand scheme of things. Fucking nothing. But also, because everything is nothing, shouldn't we just do our best to be happy people and to help other people be happy? I feel like that's the meaning of life. Because everything is meaningless, the only things that can be meaningful are the positive things. can. That's
more
delicious.
emptiness and darkness.
And now we
They
have
won't be
TikTok.
able to see
We're
cosmic
regressing,
background
not
radiation,
progressing.
And they won't be able to learn about the Big Bang. They
Oh,
will
I
have
was watching Chernobyl, the series.
no way of knowing
Oh my
what
god,
we
I
know
need to
today,
continue that.
the nature of the expanding universe, when it began, and how it will end. They will think the universe is static and eternal. Milkdrometer will be an island in the darkness, slowly getting darker and darker. Still, with its
Hey, Mom.
trillion stars, the local group is certainly
Come on. I'm just reminding you, podcast at 9, not 8.
Why?
Mark has to stay late for...
Do we hate our EU viewers?
But they don't know. We don't tell them. No, we love our EU viewers.
Ah. Hey, maybe you could like swap Mark out with Fed and we could just force him to do a podcast. Just a thought. But
Okay,
yeah,
let me
I'm
ask,
fine with
let me ask.
whatever. Just let me know. I live here anyways.
Okay.
large enough for
Say
humanity.
Sarah, thanks for the
After
40.
all,
How are
we
ya?
still haven't figured out
Marco,
how to leave
thanks
our
for
solar
2 months.
system,
Thank you.
and we have billions of years to explore our galaxy. We have the incredible luck to exist at the perfect moment in time to see not only our future, but also our most distant past. As
Yeah.
isolated and remote as the local group is, we can perceive the
We're
entire universe,
alive.
grand and
That's-
spectacular.
That's what I mean. Like, everything is kind of meaningless, but we're alive in this moment, and that is such a blessing. You could do whatever the flip you want. And the thing that I tie the most with, like, being or feeling alive is happiness, like pursuing things, joy. So, yeah.
Chernobyl is so
Sorry.
effing
As it is
good.
right
From
now.
what you just said, have you watched Arrival?
This video
You
was
would love
sponsored
that
by
too.
squarespace.com/nutshell.